All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Mel's Kitchen. I am Mel. For those of you who are just tuning in, the myth, the legend, and the woman herself. Today, we're doing a little pizza Cajun style. Of course, the Meals by Mel way. It is gonna be Mel's Crawfish Boudin Flatbread Pizza. Grab your notepad, grab your pen, and tap in with me. Okay, so we don't need that many ingredients for today. All you need is some flatbread. You can get this pre-made, or if you're feeling frisky, you can make it from scratch. But most grocery stores have this already ready to go. You need a sweet yellow onion, a bell pepper, some fresh parsley. I'm going to be using Zumo's Boudin link. We're gonna take it out the casing, which I've already prepped, and some crawfish tails. For our cheeses, we're going with Monterey Jack with jalapenos. If you know, we gotta have them peppers in there. We're gonna do some mozzarella and some Goury cheese. I might not be saying that right, but just know it's gonna be real cheesy, real flavorful. We also are gonna have some jalapenos. Our seasonings that we're using today are some garlic powder, white pepper, Cajun seasoning, seafood magic seasoning, Miss Dash's salt-free original blend, and can't go wrong with the minced garlic and a little adobo. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our veggies, getting those prepped so they can get sauteed, and we're gonna get them in the pan and go from there. Typically, you know, most people when we're eating pizza, we're going for our little standard pepperoni, Italian sausage, cheese, chicken. But, you know, to make it our little Cajun twist, we need to incorporate our holy trinity. This time, we're just doing green bell peppers, yellow onion, and minced garlic. And I'm also gonna take some pickled jalapenos and get them chopped up as well. And because it's going on a flatbread, you wanna get these cut as finely as you can. And these are gonna be cooked down too, so don't worry if they still feel a little chunky. Yellow onion, I already halved it because, you know, these onions be jumbo. I feel like the faster you cut the onion, the less chance it has to make you teary-eyed. So that's why I be trying to zip through it. We are going to get the pickled jalapenos. I got about a cup of jalapenos. You don't necessarily have to use these many or this many, but I like to feel the fire steam on my tongue when I eat my food. If you know, you know. The Cajun flavor always has to have a kick, not just in the seasoning, but in the ingredients that you're using too. Now we're gonna walk over to the stove to get this crack-a-lacking. Our handy dandy oil. Let that water dry out a little bit. I'm gonna get it real oily because, like I said, all of our ingredients are gonna be in this pan. So let's go ahead and get our jalapenos, onions, and bell peppers. We're gonna add our minced garlic, about 1/4 of that. Like I said, if you don't know how to measure, eyeball it, trust your intuition, let your ancestors tell you when to stop. Being that we all know that a standard pizza, typically, the base is tomato sauce, but this ain't no standard pizza. We are going to make our own version of a tomato sauce, but the Creole version way. So all you're gonna need, simple ingredients, mayo, spicy brown mustard, or you can use Creole mustard, a little bit of hot sauce, and that's all you need for the sauce, honestly. We're gonna take 1 cup of each. So I'm gonna start with a cup of mayo. And I'm such a mayo head, so this is like, we're gonna scoop that out because no ingredient goes undone. Get that spicy brown mustard. And like I said, you can substitute it for Creole mustard if you don't like the spicy brown. We're gonna take some of our Louisiana hot sauce. This can be optional if you don't like any spice, like I said, but give it about 4 to 5, 6 to 7, 8 to 10 drops. And we're just gonna whisk it together. Whisk it just till you get all of it blended together. And we're gonna set that to the side till it's time to layer that. Now we have our Boudin links already out of the casing. If you're not familiar, literally they come in links like this, and you just literally take off the plastic casing and break it down, and it comes out as such. We don't want no funky crawfish, so I'm going to just get that washed, and for their soap, we're using our handy dandy vinegar. Get that smell out the way. And if you don't want to use white vinegar, lemon juice is also another option. We're gonna go ahead and add the boudin to our veggies over here, since they are cooking down. And if the pan starts to dry out, don't feel like you're over applying olive oil, because it absorbs it very well, trust me. We're just gonna add that boudin all in there. It is chunky. You might still have to mash it down once you add it in the pot, just so you can get a more grainy consistency. All right, guys, now that we got our filling done and ready, about to grate our last cheese, which is our pepper jack Monterey cheese. That's gonna be mixed in with the blend of mozzarella and our Gruyere. I'm not saying that right, but just know it's a close to Asiago, in between blend of Parmesan and Asiago cheese. And this is just good because I feel like it just adds more flavor and spice. Get that all out the grater. Now, have my handy dandy pan. If you don't have one of these baking pans, you can use a foil pan. You can use a baking sheet. Spray it down with a little bit of this Pam spray. And we're going to get our flatbreads ready. Just gonna use one for today. Now, I am gonna drizzle it with a little bit of olive oil just to make sure that our bread is not dry. So, make sure you get a good drizzle. Take our handy dandy paintbrush, because cooking is an art. Let me just tell y'all, you don't need a piece of cardboard to create. And the sauce that we made, aka our fake tomato sauce, but it's actually our Cajun Creole base. We're just gonna pour that on there. Get it real saucy. And just paint your canvas, guys. Paint the canvas. Then I'm gonna start off with some of the mozzarella. And make sure y'all save some, because obviously it has to get topped. And then our pepper jack, flatten that down. Now I'm gonna take our Boudin crawfish veggie mix and lay it flat on here like so. And I use the ice cream scooper because it's easy to just scoop it and drop it. We're gonna do the same cheese assembly. So get a little mozzarella. Like I said, I am a cheese whiz, so I'm gonna get as much cheese on my pizza as you can probably squeeze on here. We're gonna top it with that pepper jack because I wanna bite into them peppers. I'm just gonna top it with a little bit. I'm gonna get in that kitchen and get in the field, top it with a little bit of that so that we know the center point once it comes out the oven. We're gonna put this in the oven for about 12 minutes on 375, or obviously until all the cheeses are melted, and then we'll pull it out and we'll be back. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and pull it out. Since some of y'all don't know how to do that yourselves. Nice and brown. So I'm gonna get it because it's a little fat. So you know what? Get our handy dandy pizza slicer. Just go through, like I said, I liked mine cheesy. Ooh, give it a cool, see all them peppers, that boudin, that cheese. Got a bowl in your mouth. Oh yeah. Pizza Hut, y'all come see me. The spices, the crawfish, the jalapeno. It's a good lunch meal. It's just all around good. Like I said, Mel's Crawfish, Boudin, Flatbread Pizza, one of none. Try it, let me know what you think. And we'll see you on the next episode.